Everybody else. Rich, go. No, Rachel's supposed to.
Oh, I don't know, okay, well,
Hey,
it's another
we're talking, it's
conversation.
What, who's?
It's
It's
United.
United, we're gonna.
I put down
It's
United.
United.
Go ahead.
Hezekiah?
Hmm?
We're talking about Hezekiah this week?
I don't think so. Your turn, I
A
think.
corner conversation.
Are we starting over again? Is that,
No.
what's happening?
No.
Are we recording?
Hey, guys, welcome to another corner conversation on United Services. Wait a second,
So just,
Are
the thing we have to just say,
it's not about James.
Is
this
that-
week.
No, thank you.
the thing that
That's important.
Greg is always so disappointed, like, he lets us know how disappointed he was. And how the podcast started.
Without him?
Yeah.
He does
So-
keep us in line,
And so,
but
Greg, I'm just saying right now, I'm sorry.
It's mostly my fault this time.
It's about to get real good now.
Yeah, real good.
I kind of enjoyed it, so.
But yeah, United Service, what, do you guys have any things, do you like United Services?
I love United Services. I think they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I like, I usually end up hanging out with the kids, which is fun because it's really great when all the kids get to be together and see each other and, you know, trying to keep them alive this time, keep everybody.
This time?
Well, always, I got, yeah.
Well-
Nobody has died at any past United Services. Oh, gosh. Okay, can we keep moving?
So, we, at this spot
Mm-hmm,
where we're doing the United Services Target Field Station.
yep,
This is where we do the North Loop candy grab.
yeah,
And we've this past year, we had outgrown the spot and there was snow.
yeah, okay.
And something that makes.
One of the two snowfalls.
One of the two snowballs
It's
happened
right before
on,
Easter. Yep.
yeah,
But it's such a great event, so many volunteers, lots and lots of neighbors,
Mhm.
and three
Lots of
kids that
neighbors.
are not able to be found, one for about 45 minutes after.
well, that is more than I need,
He's
that
in the
is. He was in the snow, oh, he got
No,
found, right?
no, but he did get found, but the funny thing is that he walked about a block away, I did not find him, but I was about 30 feet away when he was found.
Oh,
He, just a, like a older
he
kid,
know?
10-year-old, 11-year-old kid. That wanted to go look through all of his candy and was kind of annoyed with all of the other people, so just went around, went a ways away and.
Found a quiet spot. We were at French Regional Park, which is like a really cool park with a lake. And then it has a lot of hiking trails and probably like two kids, like 3, 4, something got lost.
Oof.
And I was sitting with my kids and then heard this dad, like, you know, the big yell of the kids, you know, and so I got up to him and just to look around, and then he's like booking it down all these hiking trails, and I was like, there are so many places, so I just started walking towards like other directions, and like there was people over by the lake looking, and I mean, it took a half hour at least, and they're
Yeah.
like little kids, so that was a bit much. I
But,
wasn't.
One of my
excited about it.
favorite, it's not, I don't have favorites because there's too many. So a good youth pastor moment for me. We were doing helping a church plant in Oklahoma City. We were from Lubbock, Texas.
Yeah,
And so went with a big group of teens, like 2 van loads of teens, and one of the thing that we spent most of the time doing. So we put out probably 500,000 door hangers, in a bunch of different neighborhoods. And this is for sure, teens having a cell phone.
mhm.
But I would be in the church van and I would drop off. A full van load of kids, so at least 12, if not 15 kids drop off, and then I would loop around and pick them up
Mhm.
at the other end of a neighborhood and we go to another neighborhood and do door hangers and stuff but there was, I mean, probably dropped off this one kid at like 10 in the morning and was several pickup and drop offs on, and they would like have like a system. And all
Yeah,
of a sudden I'm like, Jacob, where's Jacob?
oh my goodness,
Then the thing is that, so it was kind of like a feeling where you would pick kids up. You didn't it wasn't like a go to exit X street. It was like,
Yeah.
head that way, I'll look around, pick you up. And I could not remember where I had dropped him off or where I thought he would be, no cell phones. And so, anyway, at about 1, when I
Yeah.
got 3 hours later, I did just was looping around everywhere and I found him, and that was like, again, total need to redeemed youth
Yeah.
pastor moment. I'm like, Jacob, where have you been? I,
You're panicked. It's
No.
like,
no, I was not, it wasn't an angry find, it was me trying to cast the blame on him.
oh,
I was a little sarcastic and then just went with it, but.
yeah.
Note to anyone listening, this is why Rachel is in charge of kids.
I think my anxiety level is so high at the like losing. I've never lost my own kids because I think I'm like the mall handholder mom, you know, like I am.
Did you ever have a leash? on a
No,
kid?
I never had
I
a
was-
leash, but I held hands. For
I
sure.
was the mall in the clothing rack kid. So.
Yeah,
Oh, I did not have those.
I
and-
have, when was the last
Also
time?
the kid that had to have a leash.
Yeah. When was the last time you were in the middle of a clothing rack? For me, it's for sure within 6 months.
It's not that soon.
Actually,
I
there's a
agree.
really good one.
College.
If you go to Hunt and Gather is one of my favorite stores, and if you go down in the
Yeah.
basement, there's a huge round rack that has a, like, you could live in there for
Okay.
weeks. And so
What
I
are the odds?
usually go in there. I've never bumped into anybody in there, which is nice. But I usually go in ahead of whoever I'm with. Doesn't matter who I'm with, but I will be in there. And then as they're even just walking around, if there's any opening to just have the hand coming out.
Oh, you were
How
so
is it big
weird.
enough for you to lay down in there without anyone knowing?
No, but it's almost like the size of the table in there. You can,
But you couldn't like
Wow.
get in, spend a night.
oh, you could if you like lay a little curled up.
What are the
I-
odds?
Of doing it.
How big would the bed have to be for you to lose to do it?
That'd be fun. It should be, we should.
Just
We
weird.
should race who can roll the piano to Target Field Station the fastest. Loser has to sleep in that overnight.
Oh,
I feel like there's too many like former youth pastors in the room and bad things happen.
are you a youth pastor?
I was, but I don't think I was ever a weird one. I mean, not
Yes,
weird.
Weird one. Oh, that means you were lots
Well,
of
you
fun.
did youth stuff though. You have youth pastor vibes.
Director
Even-
of.
Okay, yes, and you have youth pastor vibes. Like that. I mean, you think that's fun that he wants to hide and like reach out
I
and
think
grab
that's
somebody.
fun to watch him do.
Okay,
it.
never mind. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. I apologize. I
Well,
was like in my 30s when I was a youth pastor, so I was not fun.
You're not in your 30s now?
shh.
That's
What
all.
to do? Anyways,
I think it's called mid.
moving on. No, let's, oh, okay.
Um,
Never mind.
so
You could have said
we-
late.
I
we're
know.
we're stepping out of James for a week. We're in James chapter 5, and
Okay,
we're gonna be wrapping up James in the next couple weeks. And but
Mm.
is the United Service, we are stepping into just a 1 week, a moment in scripture that I think is. It's like a lived out parable that's really, really good in 2 Kings chapter 6.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think there's sometimes we can be told stuff and it doesn't necessarily hold the same weight of like a parable, a narrative, an experience. And I love it. In 2 Kings chapter 6, there's the king of, again, in some generality, the king of Aram is
Mhm.
so frustrated because the Israelites are 1 step ahead of him no matter what. And then just such a weird line that says that, well, there's actually King, the prophet Elijah, he knows everything that's going on. He even knows what happens and what you say in your bedroom. What a weird line thing to say. And so then there is, the king does the natural, the normal thing and says, well, we have to get rid of Elijah no matter what, And so sends an incredible army after this one person and his servant. And Elisha's helper, servant,
Yeah.
person
helper.
working for him,
Mhm.
goes out early in the morning and sees that this army has surrounded them and he's freaking out. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And Elisha prays this prayer, open his eyes so that he may see. Then the Lord opened the servant's eyes and he looked and he saw the hills full of horses and chariots of fire all around them. Those that are with them were more than those that are with the enemy. And in the parable of it, now, the story doesn't end. I think that such an important part of it in the long run is that they don't, you know, it isn't a moment of just killing, plundering, destroying them all. There is actually a degree of grace from Elisha in this moment, and they're sent on their way, sent home, even when they could have been overwhelmed as they were all struck blind, is the story. But the parable of it is that I think it's so easy, and while we're all together as a church, as a community, to have moments where you can just like, all right, today we're gonna talk about all the things that are overwhelming.
Yeah.
And let's see how much as all of our communities are all together, let's think as communities, what is overwhelming in Uptown, what's overwhelming in Camden, everybody, what's heavy and difficult and complicated. And we just like pile, like figuratively on the grass at Target Field Station, have this pile of overwhelmness.
Mhm.
And then go to individuals, pile, and then just go, all right, the pile, what was me?
Yeah.
And this parable like jumps in the middle of that and goes, let's have some real perspective.
Were you gonna say something? You had,
I was just thinking for an illustration, we could pile Topo Chico bottles.
yeah, just,
Oh, yeah.
I just, not as fun as that idea. But, I was at a meeting last week or yesterday, I don't know what day it was anymore. But they were talking a little about families and marriage, and they prayed this, Romans 8 over us, for us, and like it's the verse that's just, if God is for us, who can be against us? And it was just like kind of in those moments thinking, okay, if God is for our marriage, who can be against us? Or if God is for our communities, who can be against us? And I know, like, obviously we can look at the overwhelm and say, well, there's a lot of people against us, but it's that knowledge, just knowing like we're not alone in it. We're not going for it by ourselves. And just in a moment where, like, you know, if like in family where it's like, man, this feels really hard, but it's like, if God's for us, who can be against us? It just feels to me at least, it feels encouraging, and it feels like, okay, I can persevere through hard things and push forward.
Yeah, the impossible is always available. And I think that a couple weeks ago in James, we talked about the when I effect. And we can kind of be aiming for some point in life where impossibilities disappear because of degrees of maturity or affluence or comfort, all these different things. But no matter when you arrive there, there's still impossibility. And this prayer of Elisha is, I think, again, as a parable, as this moment lived out and seen as a parable, is that we would not just say, God, please remove all of the things that are hard, or take away this pile of hardship, but rather, God, open my eyes to see that you're with me, you're for me, you believe in me, you have passion for me, and then move that to us, that you believe in us, you care about us, you see us, to move it to the incredible generalities of humanity, that, you know, we are made in your image and you love us and care for us and have passion for us. And so open my eyes that I would see, as opposed to the God, make everything easy or simple. Because I know in my own life, in the moment, if I would see that prayer would be answered, it's easy and simple, I would say, cool. I guess I don't even need God.
Yeah.
Nothing to say.
It's good.
It's good.
Mhm.
But the United Services are truly a moment to celebrate being a part of a greater community. It's kind of a reunion, people that you don't get to see very often. And also too, for a moment for us to have this, you know, this one connection point that just reminds that the body of Christ is not just me as an individual, but it's us not even me as one community, but it's us as communities. And so it's fun. We'll do it this week, and then we'll do it again in August with some baptisms and stuff, and truly a party of being together.
I love it.
Last
It'll be
words?
fun.
It's good. Yes.
See you later.
Bye.